Yes, okay, so short introduction. My name is Elias. I study here at KTH.
My name is Malaika. I study at KTH. I'm an exchange student.
And my name is Lova, and I'm enrolled with Karolinska.
And we're still Alice, and we're here to present how to promote brain health in older adults. Okay, so the background. Where are we? We are working together with Kungsholmen City District Department, targeting people at the age 65 plus in ordinary housing around Kungsholmen. Why are we doing this? To promote brain health and prevent cognitive decline. And then how are we doing this? We're using the finger model. A short introduction about the finger model. It is 5 different aspects in promoting healthy aging. It's eating healthy, staying physically active, mental stimulation like cognitive challenges, social activity, and cardiovascular health. Our problem statement goes as follows, given by the challenge givers. How can we support older adults in developing and sustaining lifestyle practices that promote health and reduce the risk of cognitive decline, informed by insights from the finger model and the finger study? Given this, we have created a stakeholder map with different municipalities we've been in contact with. Those with black is the one that we've actually contacted, and those grayed out were of interest, but due to time restrictions, we have limited ourselves. From all the research we've done through interviews, surveys, and so on, the key insights we gather is that social connection. People do need to be connected, that's necessary. From knowledge to action, generally people do understand how the information is being distributed, and the more challenging part about it is actually how to take action in making the positive changes. Isolated individuals as a challenge is a problematic part of the study, like people that grow older and isolate themselves and do not really want to engage with the positive aspects that come out from the study. It's a tricky part, how to actually reach them. We'll discuss that later. Then we have contribution and agency, that people do want to feel engaged with the project, not just being enrolled in a program. And then finally, retirement consequences is that loss of routine comes when you're retiring and people leave for the purpose. So we decided to update the problem statement into how might we spark interest, knowledge, and motivation, and empower older adults to take and sustain action towards healthy lifestyle choices. Given that information, we've created 5 different concepts. The first one, a radio show, where senior residents produce and host their own radio show and podcast. Now, the second one, it's the Tips Promenade, a walking route with interactive stations and quizzes, informed by different activities. The Wisdom Festival, a space where senior residents come together and share stories, celebrate talents, and build connections across generations, open for people of all ages, implemented and planned by seniors themselves. Then the activity guide, a practical guide with older adults to start their own social activities, such as walking groups, knitting clubs, book circles, and so on. It's created with contributions from older adults who already organized activities. And then finally, a Tinder-like app for activities. It's an app where you can plan and discover different activities and connect with people who share similar interests.
So after developing the prototype for each of our concepts, we presented them to the target group and also to a group of researchers who are working on a similar projects met here at Openlab to get their feedback on what works with our concept, what can be improved, their general comments on the ideas. And then thereafter, we went to our challenge giver for their feedback on the concept and also showed them the comments from the people we presented the concept to. And then we moved on to developing an evaluation matrix. So for the evaluation matrix, we ranked each of the concepts across a set of criteria such as feasibility, impact, the cost, the implementation complexity, the scalability, the accessibility by the target group, the sustainability long term, and how well it fits to our challenge definition. And from that, we had to leave 4 of our ideas, and here are some of the reasons. The activity guide lacked innovation and also lacked engagement appeal, so it was kind of boring. And then for the Wisdom Festival, it had limited to short-term impact, so it's something that can be done once in a while for a long time. And then high organizational complexity and high cost. And then for the team lab for activity, we had high development and maintenance cost, also some implementation roadblocks. We had questions such as GDPR, security concerns. And then for the radio or podcast show, we had complex to manage and sustain over time, also licensing and regulatory compliance.
Okay, so the concept winner was the tipspromenad. The tipspromenad is a Swedish saying for a walk with a quiz. We actually renamed this to BrainWalk, HjärnSteg in Swedish, because it's more than just quiz questions. I'll tell you a bit more. Why the BrainWalk? Well, it's scalable. It can be expanded with new stations, new routes, new locations, and possibly also collaborations with other parts of the city, like more than only Kungsholmen. It's a flexible format and can be varied in many ways, incorporating quizzes, information, sensory experiences, challenges, and more. There's really no end to how much it can actually be expanded. There's a familiar structure to it, and it builds on a format that many people already recognize, and lowering the barrier to participation. It reaches a lot of people, so it takes the intergenerational perspective into consideration. It also takes in consideration the social needs and the needs of non-digital solutions that we have found in the enterprise stage before. We have also thought that this can also be made participatory by making elderly part of the planning. Maybe people who have already been enrolled in the FRING program before and spread their knowledge and be part of a planning group. So there's some sort of regenerative aspect to it. When planning the stations, we have built upon ideas and reactions from feedback that we have collected. When we've been talking to elderly about the idea, and also collected responses via survey, we have developed the content of the stations in order for it to be as engaging as possible. It should also be visually appealing, so we made a color chart, and the colors were chosen reflecting the colors of the houses in Kungsholmen. The light blue is for health, and the darker blue is for reflecting finger study color. And we went around scouting the HjärnSteg, the path of health, in Kungsholmen, and also Rålambshovsparken. So this is we placed suggested stations on the map. So we also have this is HjärnSteg, right? Yeah. And then we have another picture of Rålambshovsparken. And we made prototypes of information boards and a model to use when displaying quiz questions. So you can see there's a roll-down model, so you can get the right answer for quiz questions. The planned stations should have both information, quiz questions, challenges or exercises, sometimes a surprise. And they should be fun and interesting with something that appeals to everyone, even though not all content might be appealing to all. And also, we want the content to encourage you to take steps toward behavior changes, and it's pronounced in a way that also promotes social connections. We have also thought about taking physical and sensory disabilities into consideration. We want all the stations to be provided with benches so people can sit down, and most of the walk should be accessible with a wheelchair apart maybe from the physical exercises. And also in the future, we would really propose to include the elderly in planning the stations. All the stations will cover 1 finger each. And this is how it could look, the information boards. There will be information on the different fingers using our graphic profile. And then we also have a model of the information boards. And these prototypes are movable and have a refillable base, so it's easy to move around and adjust the stations. We have planned, in our report, we have planned out 10 stations. And we will just go through 3 of those with you, of how we think that they could build. First, we have a social activity station, and we think this could be placed on the dock here by Noura. It has some information about the importance of social connection. It also has a quiz question. This one would be, what happens in the brain when we get social stimulation? There are different alternatives, and then there's also an extended answer, so you can also learn something. And then we thought we could have karaoke on the dock, and also possibility to choose songs, and you could sing together with others. So that could be something for the dock. Then we have a physical activity station. There would be the same information about the importance of physical activity, with the quiz question, why is it good to exercise your balance? And then we have a drawing of how the exercise could look. And we think there's a balancing act in some logs and stones, but there are also sounds connected to where you walk. So you can also jump around trying to make a song or just experience sounds. So we try to package the station so there's a little bit more to them. Here's a mental stimulation station. And there would be some information about the importance of mental stimulation. And the quiz question could be, what is your brain especially good at remembering? With the same extended answer. And a challenge could be to solve this 2D maze on the ground. And that challenge would be aimed to both engage like problem-solving skills, short-term memory, but it's also a bit physical, so it's something that we do. So we have a lot of examples in this in the report, but this is sort of a setup of the different stations. And here we have a small video of how we
Sonia is going to the BrainWalk. She reaches the first station, reads the info on the poster, and goes on to do the karaoke activity. Yeah, ha, lot of fun. After a few songs, she continues with BrainWalk and Hillarp. With the help from the prompt on the poster, shake hand and hug the person next to you, they immediately become friendly, then go their separate ways. At the next station, she wants to try sabotage activity. It was like fresh fun. She had a lot of fun and she was very proud of herself. On to the next station. This time she had to do a balance test. After reading on the importance of balance exercises, she started this challenge accompanied by another person doing it. This was a big dance, she thinks. I'm tired. Maybe I do only one extra station. She goes on to the next station talking about cognitive health, and there is a maze to complete. She starts, but after getting stuck, she leaves the maze and goes on to pick a taxi. That's enough for today. I will try this maze another time. Let me go back home, take my medicine. Taxi, taxi! She rides a taxi with her newfound friend, and the dog she had found in the park.
We had a lot of fun making this.
Yes. So you can also join the BrainWalk. And then what does it cost to implement this? We evaluated or estimated the cost across a bunch of cost centers such as design, production, installation, management, and so on. And for 10 stations, we had an amount of 420,000 kronas and then 18,000 kronas for maintenance and management. And then the benefits, after research, we found that one postponed dementia year is amount to 0.5 to 0.65 million SEK in municipal cost. And then with a population of 12,500 older residents at Kungsholmen, if we say like 15%, 1,500 to 2,500 people start or engage with our solution, and then 5% of them make a lasting change, it will amount to a total gross estimate municipal saving of 2 to 9 million SEK per year. And then, as a recap, our redefined challenge was how might we spark interest, knowledge, motivation, and empower older adults to take and sustain action towards healthy lifestyle choices. With the BrainWalk, we are not just only informing, but we are also engaging and hope to achieve better health, social connection, collaboration in design, cognitive stimulation, higher quality of life, knowledge spread, and intergenerational connections. So we are well aware that the finger model is under some debate, and we have talked about that in our report. Nevertheless, our solution is for healthy lifestyle changes, and it's not just bound to the finger model, or it's not only limited to the older adults, it can be reached by anyone. So with the BrainWalk, you get the avenue to co-create with the target group for better health. Thank you.